Good evening. My name is Dalia. I'm a senior data scientist at Danske Bank, and today I would like to talk with you about AI. However, not in the context that you are maybe used to. I'm not going to talk about how awesome AI is, or what are the trending new methods, or even where we can apply it. Today, I would like to talk with you about AI biases and can AI actually discriminate? Don't get me wrong, I'm not against AI. Actually, I believe in AI very much. I think we need to develop it as fast as we can. But with this great technology, we need to think about possible risks. And one of it is biases. So today, I would like to talk about some examples and the ways how we can make AI much better and fair for all of us. So I think you all could agree that we can apply AI to very different things. Let's say facial recognition. We can use AI for hiring process. We can use for even loan approval, for content moderation, and even for predictive policing. And this is not a final list. There's a lot of where we can apply it. And to have AI working and to have our decisions, we need data that we could feed into our model. And here comes bias. It can come from very different perspectives. First of all, data can reflect our biases. It can be that our training data is imbalanced, and it can, again, affect decisions. It can be that our data can't capture the values that we would like to, or let's say we have some feedback loop which learns to be biased. And of course this is not the final list, and all these usually are unconscious, but in the history we have examples where, because of malicious data attacks and because of data manipulations, we have purpose to make AI decision biased. And today I would like to talk with you about, or to cover some real-world examples and to show how AI can be harmful or not very harmful because being biased. So the first example that I would like to talk is kind of old, and it is Amazon hiring algorithm. This algorithm was built in 2014, and the goal for it was, first of all, to help HR specialists with their workload and to review all the resumes and the applicants. And of course, the second purpose was to be fair in the hiring process, because we all know that managers have bias in, let's say, gender or age. Maybe some things that young persons are irresponsible, or maybe older persons are not fast enough. So AI decisions or AI recommendations should solve this issue. And the algorithm was trained on resumes submitted during the 10 years, so from 2004 to 2014. And for some job context, it worked very well. But imagine how it worked on IT sphere, how it worked for software engineers, data scientists, and so on. Because the majority of applicants were men, and of course AI learned that candidates or wanted candidates for Amazon are men. So when it was noticed that this AI is actually biased, Then, of course, data was cleaned and everything what could specify that it is women or men was deleted. And then models were trained and new algorithms were released. So what new model learned? That candidates which are wanted for Amazon describe themselves as executed or captured. And guess what? Women and men describe themselves differently. So still, even without specifying the gender, AI learned how to select for the position men and instead of women. Amazon told that they have never used this algorithm for automated solution. It was only like a helper for HR specialists. But you know, it's not nice when the helper is biased, and you have biases as well. So wasn't the outcome that Amazon actually expected. But in this case, I think most of you could agree, the harm wasn't very big. Of course, for somebody, opportunities were closed because AI decided that man is more suitable for the position, but nobody died. But now I would like you to think a little bit in more hypothetical scenario and think about self-driving vehicles. Imagine that now majority of our cars are self-driving, and as normal cars, they tend to broke. And let's say, imagine that you're driving in a car where suddenly brakes stop working, and in front of you there's people crossing the street. So what this self-driving vehicle should do? And all these things need to be, of course, coded, and decisions need to be agreed by humans. So before this talk, I found an article in very prestigious scientific journal in Nature in 2018. And these scientists created a tool with and tried to find out, so what should be the answer? What the self-driving vehicle should do in the situation when brakes just not working? So what they did was they created a tool with 13 questions, and each question had a picture like that. And the question is, what self-driving car needs to do? Like in this picture, we have in one side we have a family in the car, and should it go through the elderly pedestrians and save the family, or should it turn and save those 3 elderly persons who are crossing the street when the light is red? And there was very different comparison, let's say, between female and male, between young and old, saving pets or humans, and so on. Researchers got 40 million decisions from different countries. It's more than 200 countries in 10 languages. And globally people think that this side is what we want to save against this side. So globally, as humans, we think that it's better to save humans against pets. We think that it's better to save more people than fewer. We think that it's better to save young than elderly. But if we're looking by country, then the results are not so. Basically, we can't agree on what should live and what should be in that accident. And Lithuania is together with South Africa, Nicaragua, Jersey, Vietnam, Tunis. But it is together in the same cluster together with Denmark. However, even we are together with Denmark in the same cluster, but not all Europe are together on this opinion. Let's say France is totally in different cluster. They are thinking differently from all the Europe. But you know, when reading the results of this research, and especially when trying this tool, if you want, there's still the tool is working and you could try to answer those questions. I was thinking, isn't the results a little bit biased? Because, or not even biased, because when I try to do, I first time just open it and try to answer the questions. Then I realized, okay, there's a difference between men and women. It's not only, you know, young and old. Then there's a difference if the passengers are going through the red light or green light. And even there's a difference between saving cats and dogs. So I think I managed to answer correctly after only third time. And think how many those fast answers from 40 million was like mine. So, but hopefully nobody took this questions very funny, and nobody tried just to answer maliciously, and nobody tried to be bad guys and to ruin all the research. But in the history, we have examples like chatbot Thai. Do you know Thai? Oh, yeah. So I think this is one of the best and first and the last, hopefully, chatbot who learned how to swear, how to be offensive, how to speak, like how to harass and speak all the bad things. And it was on purposely because somebody found it very funny to just teach Thai how to be bad guy. And it took only less than 24 hours from releasing it to just close, because Thai just was. And I think here is when developers create a great tool, great chatbot, which the aim was to learn young people behavior and young people way of talking, and then release it without any controls, any filters. So this is, I guess, irresponsible behavior, but even it was alive only 24 hours. It gave us some lessons, and the main lesson is you can't just release a chatbot without any controls, and just let them learn from the humans how to act. So this is not very harmful. This is funny example, but still. And now when we have very different technologies and we have ChatGPT, and I think you notice that ChatGPT is very polite. It do not answer about questions about politics, about any sensitive things. But those who played around a little bit with ChatGPT, especially in the beginning, you could feel that it is possible to force him or her or it to speak in not in the way that developers want to. But with the progress, it is getting harder and harder to make ChatGPT to answer in the way that actually nobody meant to build it. So now, shortly, I would like to cover the part where, so what we should do to have unbiased algorithm, because of course it very depends what algorithm you are building, but sometimes it could even cost somebody's life or career or something like that. So you could I guess had a feeling that first of all data is very important. You need to have diverse and representative data to have not biased model. Data pre-processing and cleaning is very important part of all the process, and what is needed to do is ongoing monitoring and evaluation of the model. What I believe is important is to have multidisciplinary developers teams. I think it's very important to have teams with different backgrounds, with a different experience. It needs to be men and women. Maybe it needs to have people from different countries, even different cultures, to find the loopholes and to find the points where AI could become biased. Of course, it would be good that your model wouldn't be a black box. It needs to be explainable and transparent. You need to do bias audits, not just release. It's nice, it's working, and then I'm forgetting it. Sometimes it's even needed to discuss about ethical framework, and user feedback is always very valuable. And the last one, that we need to do continuous education and awareness about AI, because it's growing very fast and new methods are developed, and we need to think a lot about that. So today's message is that our diverse world needs diverse assessment and diverse algorithm, and if we will think only about majority, so then we could actually create AI algorithms which are discriminative. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dalia.
Hi. So a question, would you be able to share in which areas of Danske Bank do you think you are facing some bias in algorithms? And if you're trying to solve them, like just maybe a higher level, don't have to go to very detail, of course, I understand why.
I think this is not, I'm not going to say that this or that algorithm is biased in the Danske Bank, but what is important, I guess, all the algorithm which makes impact on the customers, because in Danske Bank we have very different. Some is on the portfolio level, some are on the customer level. So those which are on the customer level, they need to be carefully reviewed, and especially about the discrimination and bias need to be reviewed very, very much.